let's bring in my main man, Michael Irvin, who I accidentally kind of canceled last week on the Diamond Factory hotline. What up, Mike?
Cancel me, man. You didn't cancel me, man. Y'all had a lot going on last week. I understood how that thing worked out.
Hey, we got our time afterwards after you coached me up on the Jim Nance interview, so we got to talk.
No. What happened with that? Hey, dude.
I got in a little bit of trouble, but I hold my ground. I hold my ground on it.
Yeah, and so you can't go wrong with it. I mean, the people do hire people to vet this stuff out sometimes, but you got a career to protect. You got a brand to protect. You got to, and you come in with the question, Sean. That's just who you were. That's who you are. I thought, as I called you and told you later, that you could have. A little foreplay would have been nice.
Yeah. He goes. I called him. I said, "Do you think?" He was texting me during. I said, "Do you think I was too aggressive? I was wrong." He goes, "You could have eased into it. You could have bought the appetizer first.
A few times first. Just kiss him a few times. Don't go with
But he defended me. He had my back with it. He said,
"That's not what's funny, sir. I almost ran off the road I was driving."
I know. He goes, "That's Jim Nance." I don't care. I don't care about Jim Nance. I don't care about that. Come on.
Hey, Joe, you came in hard the second question, right? Bam. Then you came back with Tony Romo. Jim said, "God almighty." I said, "Well, my PR guy, I got to get me a new one."
I got Mike coaching me up on interviews. Look, forget all that. I want to know about your time with Post Malone. I want to know about this Post Malone dinner. And I got Tolos, I got Melissa sending me pictures of you at the concert last night or whenever the show was.
Oh, yeah. We inducted him. We made him, we knighted him into the 88 club last night. I just love to do so much, man. And out there at that concert, it was Post. I've been to a few Post shows, man. He does such a great show. He really does a great show, man. And he's such a great dude.
Yeah.
Like when we go to dinner, all of us sitting there, he sits right in the middle. He sits between mom and dad. To me, I'm an analyst. I'm analyzing everything. If you walk one way, I'm analyzing. If you talk one way, I'm analyzing. When we come to this big old table and we got heads of a table, most people want to sit on the head of a table. Just this man sat between mom and dad and basically said, "I'm still your little boy." I just love stuff like that, man. It means he got good people. Good people raised him, and yeah. So he's a big Cowboy fan. So we knighted him into the 88 club. Since he's about to put 88 stamp across his forehead, we might as well knight him on in.
All right, explain that. Explain the bet.
Well, Cowboys get the Super Bowl. Cowboys win that Super Bowl. We're going to put that 88 right on his forehead. So last night I was like, since you don't have 88 on your forehead, you might as well be the 88 club. You know what I'm saying? So we're putting them in the club, man. We're putting them in the club.
All right, Mike. For 2 days now, I got Brian Broaddus, Bobby Belt is in for Choppy this morning. They are saying, and Babe Laufenberg just thirded it? What is that? Thirded it?
Echoed it.
That that the Cowboys need to add a receiver like Odell Beckham or someone else, that these guys are not getting open enough. This could be a final over-the-top piece. Do you agree?
Will it be nice? Yes. It would be great if you could. But it ain't as easy as that, and nor do I think you should go mortgage something. I think I saw somebody where they had Cowboys like, I guess, the second best team and a chance to win the Super Bowl. Right now as is, yeah, we would love to go get that other receiver. We really would. But what is it going to cost you to get another receiver? And now listen. I think it's okay now to share this. I really believe you can have Odell Beckham because I have personal knowledge of knowing how much Odell Beckham would love to play for the Dallas Cowboys. I ain't talking about something somebody told me one time or something I heard on the line. I'm talking about I got personal knowledge. I'm just saying, out all the places he ever talked about playing, I talked to him about playing here. I'm just telling you, you can, but that's gonna cost you something. but that may cost you some money.
Yeah.
But it won't cost you any positions, any players, any, you know what I mean, if you can get them. But yeah, it's like, go get Jerry Judy. That's going to cost some first-round draft pick, and I don't know if that's all worth that.
Will you call – Steven dropped her name the other day on KNC in terms of, advice. Have you told or will you call Jerry or Steven? When's the last time you felt like it was an over-the-top move that you had to tell them, go and do this, go and get this guy? Will you do it with Odell?
Well, you know what? The last time I talked to him about that, honestly, was Jamal. I really wanted to
Adams.
Go get Jamal. Let's go get Jamal Adams. That's the last time I talked. I really wanted to go get Jamal Adams.
Then they stopped taking your calls after that.
No, yeah, I was hearing y'all that time. Oh, Jamal covers Jamal. Stop it. That's limited knowledge. Jamal does a lot of other things.
Limited knowledge? Wait, we were proven right on Jamal. You need to own that. You need to say Sean and RJ were right on that. You admit that.
No, Jamal's been hurt. Jamal's been hurt the last few years. Jamal had a hand injury this year, and of course he's hurt right now. But he didn't play. I still think Jamal runs in the same line of somewhat of a Michael Parsons. He changes your team. You do so many things with him, but you guys only focused on dropping back in the pass coverage. But that's neither here. That's here or there. That's neither here or there.
Okay.
We're not even going there.
All right, back to the receivers. If everyone's advocating, including you, if it doesn't cost too much, that means something is not there or missing with your current guys. What isn't there with Lamb and Gallup?
Well, we don't know what's not there yet. We're going off of the evidence that we received this year. And the evidence we received this year has been choppy evidence. They haven't had a time where these guys have played together for any stretch of time. That got hurt the first game. So now CeeDee got to move his ascend up to a number one receiver and get it done with the backup quarterback. See, these guys, and what I did see was the Noah Browns and these guys come on. I was looking last week, and I did see it early, even though we didn't connect. I was saying, okay, I want to see if I see Dak giving guys like Noah Brown more opportunities because he's earned them with Cooper Rush, and he did. He did early. So now I want to give this time. If we get another guy, that's great. But I'm not letting that story ruin my glory. You see what I'm saying? Right now, and everybody knows the Cowboys need. No, Joker. No, Joker. That's just a story y'all trying to rob our glory. We right where we need to be right now, and y'all don't like it. Y'all thought we were done. They thought we were done after week one. Now they want to act like they really want to help us. Y'all ain't got no love for us. Stop all this national stuff. You're saying that junk to see if you can mess us up. See if you can stop the plan. Seeing if you can get in the way. And we can't let them do that. Yeah, you know what I mean? All that, it's just stop it, man. Just stop it. Back up now. Just tell them to back up. That's what they're doing. They ain't got no love for it. And they'll start something on the national that will let seep into our brain and stain our opportunities. I ain't having no damn thing.
Hey, speaking of that, your boy went on Charlemagne the God. I want you to react to this clip from your Monday co-host, Stephen A. Smith.
The only thing I think you really like about football is slandering my Cowboys. That's it. I think that's what you enjoy about the NFL.
But it does touch my heart to know that Cowboy fans are miserable. Anytime y'all are miserable, I'm good with that. I can't stand Cowboy fans. They make me sick. They really do. They really do.
Why, man? It's one of the most loyal fan bases ever.
You're loyal, but just, delusional. 1-15 season, 3-13, whatever. No, we're going to win the Super Bowl next year, right? I mean, you just get tired of it. It's like y'all ain't won in 27 years and y'all won't shut up. It really bothers me, man. It just does. It just does.
There you go, Mike. That's your guy.
So good. That's so good. He ain't lying. He's just upset at the kind of love, the amount of love, and the loyalty of the love. He ain't lying. That's okay. That's all right. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. And so now they're really into it. They don't know what to do right now because Tom Brady rolling off. Aaron Rodgers rolling off, and yeah, they don't see. They're looking for stoppers. They're not trying to look ways to help us. They're trying to come up with ways and looking for stoppers. And I just feel good about this year.
And now the biggest problem is in the freaking division, which has never been an issue. And now we're sitting here third in the division as the other NFC contenders have fallen off.
Yeah, but let's address a lot of this too now, because we went into yesterday and last week question about which quarterback do you trust the most right now in the NFC. I said right now I would honestly, head and heart commingling here, take Dak Prescott. Let's talk. Man, what about Jalen Hurts? I said, stop. If Dak Prescott had played 6 games and had 6 passing touchdowns, we would be asking for his job back. Because first of all, he makes way too much money to be throwing the ball and throwing for 6 touchdowns. And we set these things off expectations that we place on somebody. So when Jalen Hurts throws for 6 touchdowns and they're undefeated, since he's not making $40 million a year, right, and he's not expected to throw the ball all over the field, we can say, oh, yeah, well I'll take Jalen Hurts. And then I'm managing how many times I throw the ball. I said, do you hear what that sounds? How you going to take a quarterback and the first thing come out of your radio is a song about managing how many times he throws? What are you talking about? He's a quarterback. I want to make sure I get a quarterback that I want. So I'm just telling you, these are all the little trick ways they try to come about. They come in the front door, come in the back door, then they even knock on the side and then try to get through your one.
Michael, how did you think Dak played last week when he was, coming back from that thumb injury? There was a lot of criticism with how he went in the first half, but he seemed to settle down the second half. Overall, how did you think he played?
And that's how I went. First half was one thing, second half was another, but I could be expected. It wasn't like he was coming off of the leg, and we saw what he did in Tampa. See, a lot of us, here again, previous expectations were aligned by that previous moment they saw in Tampa. But this time it's the thumb on the throwing hand. And everybody kept talking about when he can grip it, he'll be. I said, shut up. Gripping it ain't nothing. You can grip it. You gotta rip it. And I ain't talking about just because it sounds good, grip it and rip it. No, you gotta rip it through those 2 linebackers that's closing in, or right by that cornerback, and you gotta rip it on time in the right place. And that's the difference. And it's going to take some time and some rhythm. That's why it worked out perfectly. We got in that game last week, won. Dak can play 4 quarters right. And then Dak can go into that bye week and look over every darn thing he did to get ready for that stretch run.
Now, if I wanted to, I'm not even going to pretend. I'm just going to say it. If I wanted to argue back your Jalen Hurts point, I would say, how are you going to make all these Dak Prescott arguments, and the Cowboys have him third on their list on how to win behind defense and running game? Why is your $40 million quarterback not at the top of the list in terms of how to win, Mike, versus trying to be like San Francisco?
Because unlike Jalen Hurts, you gave Jalen Hurts 2 Pro Bowlers. You gave him a group he has to grow. And he's trying to grow the group, and he hadn't even had the time to grow the group. He only played 1 game with him, and then we came back with a game after the injury. And he didn't even play the first full game. So I understand that argument and that pushback, and that is absolutely valid. That's absolutely valid. But now I want to give it time, and that's why I said it a little while ago. Let's give it time and see where it goes. If we get another receiver, that's great. But just because this thing gonna come and go Tuesday, y'all ain't gonna steal my glory with that story. We are in a good place. Just keep telling that. Every time you hear somebody say that, just walk to yourself. So y'all ain't gonna steal my glory with that story. Just keep telling yourself, y'all ain't gonna steal my glory with that story. That's all you gotta keep saying.